What's going on, everybody? All you that are watching this post recording and hop in at some point to watch during recording. What's up? It's time for another Strider Guesses FNAF Lore Badly. No, I'm just kidding. But actually, today I'm doing something different than the former streams about FNAF lore and stuff. I'm not playing a FNAF game today. Watching and reacting to the latest Game Theorist, Five Nights at Freddy's thing, which is awesome because in this one, they agree with me. A lot of what they say they agree with me about, or most of it, or some of it, enough of it that I am happy about it. That way, super dope, loving it, can't believe it, kind of cool. What is? Oh, it's up on Discord as. Anyways, um. We're watching We're watching some MatPat. And MatPat. So Dabs, I am so glad that I started talking about FNAF theory stuff on the channel so recently on both YouTube and on Twitch, because there's something in this video that I said like 4 or 5 streams ago that they said in this video that I was the first person I know of out of, I mean, there's probably someone who said it way before me, but I'm one of the first people I can remember ever saying it. So I can't wait. I just can't wait to see this. Anyways, but yeah, I can't wait. Super dope. And I hope like having your point proven. It might, I don't know if it's proven, but it is something that I suggested and no one else had ever been like, oh, this, maybe this is it, and maybe this makes sense instead. So I am super stoked about it. I do need to get on the YouTube side of things and fix this video so that it does the right thing. Also, loving the flow of people. That's, yeah. I am super glad. We've been having some of our best streams lately, which is super awesome. We're gonna go with, yeah, we're just gonna go entertainment. No, we're gonna go game. Still, I think we go gaming. I think we still go with 5 Nights at Freddy's. I wish it could just be like 5 Nights at Freddy's. Allow that. So we're just gonna do 5 Nights at Freddy's. There we go. Boom. 5 Nights at Freddy's. Come on in. Water's fine. We're gonna be talking the whole time. A channel. Open it up because I want to pop out chat because Globs is unreliable. We're here. Wait for people. I do think one of the people that I thought was going to be a recurring person in the streams, I think they have pulled out of being recurring because I didn't watch a video that they suggested. Which, hey, you know what? You guys do you. If that's your prerogative, you don't want to stay a follower or whatnot because I couldn't stand watching a video that you suggested. That's on you. Perfectly fine. That you are in your right for that. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, guys, so we're gonna watch the latest Game Theory. We solved Golden Freddy again. I'll probably pause it from time to time to talk about some stuff. I'm gonna talk about what I agree with, what I don't, what I say. My mind is different, and then also during this stream, I had an epiphany on my way to work that people may or may not agree with, but I would still like some people's feedback on it, depending on who's here at the time. There might be no one might get feedback on it, but if you watch this stream after the stream, also anyone who watches this post stream on YouTube or whatnot, leave a comment down below if you like any of my theories. If you don't agree with any of it, write that in the comments too, or something like that. Like, disagree with me. I'm perfectly okay with people disagreeing with me. You don't have to agree with anybody's theories. You are allowed to have your own theories that contradict mine or contradict MatPat or contradict ID Fantasies or Gibby's or John from FNAF or Rytoast or the 500 other people dual process. All of their videos. You can disagree with everybody and have your own canon theory, and that's perfectly fine, because this series of games, books, movies, and everything else does not have like concrete step by step, this is exactly what is happening kind of system. Have you started watching these yet, Dabs? You can skip the first half of his playlist and go to like video 50 through 70 and be caught up for the most part, because he does, you can do the ultimate timeline and then watch all the videos past the ultimate timeline. Really kind of works too. But some of his ultimate timeline, actually the first one of his ultimate timelines we might watch tonight too, because that's where I had an epiphany where I think I'm reverse of what MatPat believes. I'm the reverse of what he believes in the ultimate timeline stuff, but like not in like a bad way, if that makes sense. We're gonna have an ad start in about 47 seconds. I'm gonna wait till post ad on the Twitch side of things. If you're on YouTube watching this currently or watching this post, in the description down below will be the Twitch link if you want to watch on Twitch instead of YouTube, or you can watch on YouTube. I stream live on both at the same time now, so it really doesn't matter. I guess you can just do whenever. Both Matt and most likely Mark's playthroughs. Matt doesn't start doing playthroughs of the games until Security Breach. No, until Sister Location. Matt doesn't have a playthrough of 1 through 4. And you got to go to GT Live to see his playthroughs. Mark, on the other hand, does have a playthrough of all of the games except for FNAF World. He didn't like the way it looked or something like that, and so he didn't play all the way through it. He did play a similar game called Five Nights at Fuckboys, another RPG style game based off of Five Nights at Freddy's, but it is not a canon game. I mean, his theories. Okay, yeah. Definitely want to watch all of Matt's theories. You can watch all of his theories, but like I said, Five Nights of what? Fuckboys. Five Nights at Fuckboys. It's a Five Nights at Freddy's spin-off, or not spin-off, fan game. Freddy Fazbear with sunglasses. Anyways, let's get into the video, guys. That's enough for the witty banter, as Matt would call it, and let's just jump right into the video and see what we got going on so far. I've watched this already. I will preference that. I've already watched this once, but I like rewatching his videos because I catch more information and stuff. And like I said, wait, no. Oh, ad is starting. Okay, never mind. Hold on. We will wait until the ad ends. I thought it had already ended. It just now started. We got a minute 20 left, so a little bit more witty banter for the YouTube side of things. Yeah, so in this one, there's going to be some things that they agree with me on. They're not obviously reviewing any of my theories because look at subscriber count, and there you go. That explains it. But no, but yeah, so I wish. Maybe one day, but I think I'd have to actually start making like edited videos in order to join the true theorist community. Right now I'm just some dude who live streams and talks about them. That's about all I do. Robo, I guess. You forgot that just instantly puts me in the in like the full chat. So weird. What up, Gav? How you doing? Oh good, it's actually showing over here today. Gav, your chat is in my multi-stream chat over on Slobs. How we doing, dude? We are watching the latest Game Theory video where they agree with me on a bunch of stuff. I watched this video in like the first 3 hours of being out, and I was like, oh my god, Matt says something that I've been saying for a while now. I'm so glad I have a recording of me saying it first, just because it's fun. Anyways, all right, ad breaks over on Twitch. Let's get going on this, guys. I will stop it on occasions to like put in my 2 cents, because that is obviously how a React video works. So I hope you guys like that. Once we get done with this video, I'm gonna go into my epiphany that I had today. If you guys don't agree with it, that's fine. If you do agree with it, awesome. Either way, give me your feedback on it as we go. But first,
the crying child's name has been found.
What's going on, Ari? How are you? Pretty good, pretty good.
That has stumped this community for a literal decade.
And they agree with me.
Part of all of it, it was solved by a channel with only one video. Matt must be rolling in his retirement grave.
Why did you bury me? I'm not dead. Yes. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Game Theory, the show that's happy to let.
Also, if you guys do like my theorizing and stuff, obviously you don't have to do it right away, but if you guys do like it, hit the subscribe button or hit the follow button. Yeah, so either way, he's retired, but MatPat's not really retired. MatPat is, he's retired adjacent. If you still want to see MatPat content, you can always go to GT Live. He's still there for the foreseeable future, making like 3 videos a week. So honestly, he cut his workload in like half. Actually, in more than half. Thank you for whoever sent that heart over on the YouTube side of things. I appreciate you. Anyways, let's get back into this real quick.
Someone else solved FNAF for a change. Since the release of Security Breach, it feels like there's been a massive new wave of FNAF theorizing on YouTube. We've seen the rise of people like
You Will Never Be Forgotten. What's up, Arcane? Oh, this theory right here. Just wait, Ari. I actually have been saying a few of the things that are in this. One of the things that I've been saying I never saw anyone else say before me. I mean, I'm sure someone probably did, but I never saw anyone say it before me. So it'd be cool when I see it in here. I'm going to point it out, and people who've been watching me will be able to agree with me that I said it first.
Us in the good fight to try and solve the infuriating lore of this franchise. And just over a month ago, a new challenger, or should I say challengers, entered the ring. The channel Dual Process Theory. And they went big for their first outing, making the claim that
they really did. They did a over 2-hour video. 2-hour video. For their very first video on YouTube. Absolutely insane. The absolute balls on these people. All right. Like, insane. They're like, very first video ever. Here you guys go. Here's a 2-hour video on our entire lore belief. It's like, I mean, hey, respect. Absolutely. Like, respect to them. I will say there's a lot. The first half of their video is probably is the best part. I think the second part of their video gets a little bit wishy-washy. I think there isn't as much to say that I'm seeing hundreds fly up like crazy over there. I don't think the back half has as much like structure to it, like as much of a foundation to it as the first half does. I like it, narratively speaking, and I had some thoughts of my own that I thought would be really cool too, with the narratively speaking, but we'll get into that once we're done with the video.
Solved the entirety of FNAF in their very first video.
Not
only were they laying down a timeline for the whole series, they also claim to have solved a particular mystery that has been bugging us theorists for a long time. What is the name of the crying child? After nearly 10 years, we still just call him the crying child, despite the fact that every other character in this franchise seems to get a name. Mike, Elizabeth, Charlie, even the missing children got names. So why is this kid's name left blank? Well,
I do also have a theory. Every time that you see one of the missing children's names used in as the security guard name, that is either William or Michael Afton playing that guard character. Every time, I think. If you see anyone get paid a check and they have a missing child's name on the check, it's actually William or Michael Afton.
According to dual process theory, it's not that he doesn't have a name, it's that we just missed it. We've had the name all along, we've just been giving it to someone else. They suggest that the crying child's name is Cassidy. The name we found all the way back in the word search of the survival logbook. The same name that, for the longest time,
it does make
given
a
to the
lot of sense,
vengeful spirit from Ultimate Custom Night, the one Afton should not have killed. Not only that,
I
but
do
they claim that
appreciate
the child
Michael's
we
arc.
thought was
Michael's arc going from being a villain to being a hero is superb. It's like, I mean, it hit out of everybody. So out of every character in this entire series, Mike has the best, because really agree with Kevin. Yes, he's the only one. He's the only one who has the true hero's journey arc happen for him. Everybody else kind of starts out at one point and rides that rail all the way to the end of time. But Michael's the only one that really has like living my life, realize a conflict, overcome said conflict, and then move on into a heroic positioning. He's the only one that follows like the full hero's journey. FNAF characters are purple. I mean, hey, you know, purple's a really solid color.
Cassidy doesn't even exist. For years, we've assumed that there are 7 dead kids, 5 missing children's incidents.
So this is the part that I don't agree with them on. I do think that there's 7 children, and I do believe I know who the 7th child is. What is narratively nice for me, I will say, but I will. We're gonna get through this first, and then I'll tell you my theory on that one.
Incident victims, including Cassidy, Charlotte, Emily the puppet, and the nameless crying child. But instead, they claim that there have only ever been 6, with the final missing kid and the bite victim being one in the same, Cassidy Afton.
Which makes sense. I mean, that is bold in it. I mean,
it is actually quite compelling.
Yeah.
So I went back to the drawing board and started mapping out the pieces myself to see if I could come to that same conclusion. Is the crying child actually Cassidy? Ladies and gentlemen, it's...
Hey Tom, what you doing?
Oh, hey Matt, I'm kind of in the middle of solving...
We are gonna start skipping a part of this because the Lorify ad is gonna...
Clue that we missed?
Kinda, yeah.
Perfect. Well, before you fire up the old Golden Freddy thumbnail and then slap a dark...
I love this part of the video. I want to point this out. This part of the video is really funny. Tom being like, oh yeah, we got this missing point, Matt. That changes everything. When actually, in reality, as someone who faithfully watches a lot of the GT Live stuff, we actually know that MatPat is the one who watched the dual process theory first and then presented it to Tom and told Tom about it, and then him and Tom, boom, pumped out this theory. So it's funny to watch this banter back and forth of Tom being like, I have a new theory and I think it's great, and MatPat being like, oh, you think so? It's like it's both of their theory combined, and it's just good. I just love it.
On that. I've got another puzzle for you to solve. Lore.
Yeah, we're gonna skip the Lorify stuff. Sorry.
I did indeed. Every week over to
coming down the pipeline. I was actually just about to do a Morty on dual process theory.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Great video. But you do realize the M in Morty stands for MatPat, right? MatPat occasionally reviews theories, yo.
Huh. Didn't think about that. Say, Matt, I know you're kind of retired and everything.
Watch GT Live now. I like the new host, but not as much as...
two-person effort,
what?
And you're already here.
Oh, you only watch GT Live now. You like the new host, but not as much as MatPat. The hosts are great. You should give them a chance.
Yeah. How'd you like to tag team this FNAF theory?
I mean, it's a little cramped in the recording closet with the 2 of us, but sure, why not?
Awesome. And now I don't have to change the theme song. Hit it, Yossi.
Leave your
theories in the comments below. I'll pick my
favorites in the next
episode of Morty.
First things first, it's probably a good idea that we recap the main evidence points dual process.
I was listening to
theory has for
Lorify, and that
crying
was
child
something, and it was
Cassidy. Their
calming.
video
It's very
is nearly
calming.
2 hours long after all. Who has that much time? Well, except for you, considering you took over 4 hours to react to it.
Look, I'm retired now. I've got nothing but time. But I think you're right. So let's quickly recap, starting with the first major point, how we got the name in the survival logbook. Now, this book has been a cornerstone of the FNAF franchise since its release. Inside, we have 3 separate people speaking to us. Michael Afton, who writes in red pen, then a spirit that writes in faded text, and a third person that alters the text of the book. The faded text writes the words "my name" on a number of the pages, and on those pages there's always some sort of weird number. Take all those numbers and turn them into coordinates for the word search, and bam, you get the name Cassidy.
It sounds so simple now, but I remember ripping my hair out over this at the same time.
GT not
But the key
live?
to the
No,
whole
because
thing
they still do GT live. I mean, they still do live streams too, so it's just both style and food theory, but I have film and game theory hosts a chance. Yes, I like Lee. I like Lee and I like Tom. Tom or as we need to call them, deep voice Matt and British Matt. Yeah. I do like the fact that he does preference videos as GT not live. Watched the new Minion movie and I was watching Film Theory How to Kill a Minion, and that minions are not minions.
One
Not
very
minions.
important
Minions are minions,
usage
but not
of my
minions.
name.
So
on
minions
one of the pages,
aren't minions.
the my name
and
appears
are
on a
minions.
gravestone,
Minions.
just like the gravestone missing a name from
Yes.
FNAF 6's ending, which, it should be remembered, released around
Ooh,
the
I do
same
have a
time as
thing
this
about
book. So it
this
seemed
that
pretty darn obvious
ID's
that these clues
Fantasy
were revealing the name of that final
said about
character,
with
the fifth
how
missing child.
So ID Fantasy did a video too that I watched also about how this is wrong. And I didn't agree with some of her things about this too. She said that in the hold on, I'm just gonna bring it up. Easier to do. The FNAF security logbook. Word search. Do boop. In the word search, it says, "Who are you? What is your name?" And they're like, and she says that is like, that means obviously they're not answering the Cassidy as being their name because they're already. And I'm like, but in my thought, it's this. I think I read the word search in this way. It's me, Cassidy. Who are you? What is your name? You know, because the other page says, you know, because when you look at both pages down here in the faded, it says, what do you see? So they say, it's me, Cassidy. Who are you? What is your name? Because that's how a common conversation goes. I give you my name, and then I go, well, what's your name? Yeah. He clones the minions, but that actually is, hold on. So the minions, so Gru cloning the minions actually has been debunked now because of the Minion movie itself. The Minion movie itself shows that the minions have been around since before Gru even existed. So the minions aren't actually clones. They're some other kind of weird creature from like the dawn of time kind of situation. But anyways, we're not going to get into Despicable Me theory. We're on FNAF theory stuff right now. Yeah, that's how a normal conversation would go, though. You go, what do you see? I go, it's me, Cassidy. Who are you? What is your name? Because I don't know who you are either. Like, it's two entities speaking to each other, but like in code and in a way that is like hard to like recognize, I guess, or something like that. So I don't know. That's my feel on it. It's giving Ouija board vibes. Yeah, exactly. Very much so. Like, I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. So you ask me who I am. Like school, I don't know, FNAF school. I love that. This teaches. I'm going to get to bed. Sorry. No, you're good, Gav. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, so you can come back later. I go live at about 12:30 most nights, and lately it's been nothing but FNAF stuff. So if you're a FNAF person who likes FNAF stuff, I'll probably be here rocking that FNAF stuff for you. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and get all your good FNAF stuff that you want. I can also see the other person asking, who are you? Then casting me, then blah, blah, blah. Cassie, they are now. Yeah. Do you believe any Fazbear Fright stories are canon? If so, which? So they are. So that is actually, it is my birthday. Happy birthday, Max Design Pro. I have such a FNAF. I think a lot of FNAF fans have. You're all in or you're not in. Like, there's no like toe tipping after a little bit. Like, once you get to a certain point, like learning about FNAF, you're just in it. Do you believe? Okay, so it is true that all Fazbear Fright stories are canon. But here's the thing. Here's the thing before you like bite my head off or anything with that life. it's how it's literally what Scott said. He said that all the books are canon, but they're not part of the same continuity. So Scott Cawthon has a dual meaning to things. So for most of us who have multiple fandoms, we believe canon is reference to canon events or events that happen within the story of the thing. When it comes to Scott, he has two different meanings for things that exist. There is canon events, but then there's continuity. So right now, Five Nights at Freddy's has multiple continuities that all exist, and the stories can be canon to all of them, but in a different meaning. So just because in the one about Eleanor, who is a stand-in for Baby in the stories, Eleanor does the things that she does in that story about her. That is a canon event that happens in the FNAF universe, but it doesn't happen in the game continuity, if you get what I mean. Yeah, Zelda timeline, but FNAF. Yeah, it's clear the Stitch Wraith and Mimic are not the same entity. They are not the same entity, but they are mirrors of each other in different ways. And actually, Stitch Wraith is actually kind of a conglomeration of like Golden Freddy slash Mimic. Like it's got like elements of everything to it. So what his purpose is with the continuity versus canon aspect is these stories are canon. Can you give me a public shout out? My name is Nick Girl. Oh, there you go, Nick Girl. Well, your name says Max Design, so I'm probably gonna call you Max Design or just Max because that's the easier way to do it. But congrats on your birthday. Happy birthday to you. For Into the Pit. That's gonna be cool. Can't wait, even for the collab and more. I can't wait. I want to know what's going to happen with that. How Scott is going to approach that situation. Is he going to call that game continuity or is he going to call it game canon? Like, what's going to happen there? Mimic, I'm just like you. Stitch Wraith, you're just like me. It's something anyone can see. I mean, the FNAF movies. Yes. So that is actually true. Life that the movies will be their own continuity. Their events will be canon, but they won't be the same continuity. Okay, so there's book continuity, Silver Eyes, trilogy. That's one continuity. Then there's the game continuity, and then there's the movie continuity, and then there's the Fazbear Frights continuity, and then which is multiple stories that may or may not all be connected. And then there's the Pizzaplex continuity. So there's multiple continuities, multiple timelines, if you will. It's a multiverse theory. Essentially, what we're working with is a Marvel level event. It's a multiverse system where these events are similar and they have parallels to each other in their other universes, but they're not one-on-one riffs. Like in the books, well, I'll talk about more stuff, but let's get through a little bit more of this real quick, and I'll talk about it then. For the FNAF movie too. Oh yeah. So I FNAF 2 movie predictions. Obviously, yeah. I mean, there's some easy ones. William Afton's gonna come back. Surprise, surprise. Vanessa's gonna be a robot. Don't be surprised at that one. That just is that's pretty much given to you. If you read the book version of the movie, it's pretty much handed to you that she's a robot. No, yeah. Yes. Oh, that one's actually true too. In Ruin, you were in the FNAF 6 pizzeria, which I believe is also the original pizzeria from FNAF 4. Yeah. How I see it is how people in universe see the game and animatronics. That's what the movie universe animatronics do look like in the game versus, well, do you what? The game animatronics and the movie animatronics, they look exactly the same. Well, that makes sense though, because like making the movie they're obviously going to use the animatronics that everyone knows for the movie. I know that meme of Vanessa that she stares at the camera. It's not just that. In the book, she is described as very much robotic. That there's a lot of robotic things going on with her. So I think in movie 2, she's gonna be a robot. Let's get on with the video, though, guys.
For the longest time, we've been
We're only 5 minutes in, and just because I skipped 2 minutes.
This is where dual process theory throws their first spanner into the works.
You mean wrench?
Look, you chose a British guy to take over. This is what you get. While yes, my name appeared on every page the clues were hiding, notice what's on the opposite page of the word search. A mirror, and under it, the spirit.
It will have the toy
animatronics.
animatronics. Yeah.
See, well, what's on the other page? The crying child using altered text in the word search. It's me, Cassidy. God, it's so good.
It is pretty compelling.
It's me, Cassidy. Who are you? What is your name? I mean, that's just the way it goes. There you go. But yeah, that's just how that's how a conversation goes. Who are you? It's who are you? What is your name?
Especially because, in all honesty, the placement of that mirror always felt suspicious to me. So I really like them using it for their theory. But if Crying Child is Cassidy, then who else is speaking in the book? You need a second spirit to act as the fated text.
Well, according to that, it's Charlie. Puppet, doing what she's been trying to do the entire series, help the lost spirits find themselves.
And again, I gotta say,
my conversations are
narratively, that's really satisfying because it brings together the 3 main characters from the franchise all in the same place. Mike with his red pen, Crying Child Cassidy as the altered text, and Charlie guiding the conversation as the fated text. It's cool and it feels complete, but is there actual evidence to support this, or is it all hypothesis? And that's not all. Dual process theory weren't just satisfied with Crying Child having Cassidy's name, they went further to suggest that the crying child is Cassidy, as in Cassidy is an Afton and the 5th missing child on the gravestone and the spirit within Golden Freddy, the only spirit inside a Golden Freddy, as opposed to most of our theories where the crying child is 1/2 of our best golden boy.
They also have the evidence to back it up. The first point is that Golden Freddy doesn't speak in plurals. When you take a look at the one line we ever get from Golden Freddy, what do we see? It's me. It's me, singular, implying that there's only one spirit in there. Compare that to what we see in the books. Throughout the series, there have only been 2 instances of animatronics possessed by
So I'm gonna get into this part, and this is my thing, is I actually don't agree with the 6 spirit thing. I think it is still 7. Okay? Are simping for a grape. That's kind of funny. He's not, but no, actually, technically, you're not simping for a grape. You're technically simping for a raisin. Being a missing child victim, because I drew her a few times, but this makes so much more sense. So here's the thing. No, I think there is 7 children. Okay, you guys here? You guys with me? So here's one thing. I think there's still 7 children. FNAF for map. Back room. Here we go. So hold on. Minigame. So okay. So here, right here, missing child. Who's the 7th child? Who's this? Okay, this is my theory, and some people are gonna hate me. Okay, some people are gonna hate me. Some people are not gonna agree with me. That's fine. You do you. You don't have to believe what I think. But here's what I think. I think this child, or well, possibly this child, but more likely, because look at this. What suit is this, guys? What suit is this? This is Golden Freddy, right? Golden Freddy? Boom. There's already a dead kid in Golden Freddy. Alright? Here's my theory. That is, and some of you may not know who this person is when I say it, that's Sammy. I think that the first actual kill by William Afton is Sammy. I think it's only in the books, but in the books he does actually exist. I believe that Charlie has an actual twin brother still. In the games, I think that there is a twin brother to Charlie, and it's Sammy. And Sammy is the actual first victim pre, everybody knowing that it's William Afton. Okay? And does that, but the duality, the narrative duality, how good would it feel All right, how good would that feel to find out that the vengeful spirit is the twin brother of the puppet, of the savior spirit? One sibling is focused on punishing their killer. The other one is focused on saving the children, saving the victims. His friend's kids, right? So here's my we'll get back to the video because I'm actually gonna give so hold on, I'm gonna go so in the so this is the thing. Okay, so this is the thing about this video, and we'll get to it again at some point, but here's the oh wait, hold on, here we go. Actually, I want to skip to it. Let's see if I can skip to it.
Golden Freddy 5th puppet last. It was
Yeah.
really confusing because Charlie dying last didn't make any sort of sense. What about
Yeah.
this?
A wound first inflicted on me.
And yet this gravestone evidence is what the games are.
What if See, that's the thing too. What if this is true? What if Susie was the first? All right? What if she was the first of Afton's experimental kills? What if she is the first of the experimental kills? All right? Stay with me on this. He just likes murking kids, right? This is something I've been saying for a while. He just likes killing kids. During the first year, because 1983 is established as being when Fazbear Entertainment becomes a company and Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opens, right? Well, here's the thing. In history, the majority of serial killers, like big-time serial killers, they never had a reason. Like, people have been trying forever to try and give a initial spark event that would cause William to want to start killing kids. But in the history of serial killers, the history of sociopaths, they never had a reason usually. They didn't have a life-altering event that made them start wanting to kill people regularly. They're just fucked up in the head. And here's the thing too, that matches up with William Afton. A lot of serial killers, the good serial killers, they were geniuses. They were overly intelligent. It's one of the reasons that caused their sociopathy is that they were so intelligent that they couldn't understand empathy for victims, and they would become serial killers because of it. Yeah, he's fucking nuts. Good kill, like the ones that like stay out, like don't get, like the ones that don't get caught for a very long time. Good killers that are good at being killers. They don't get caught for a while. It's because they're highly intelligent and they understand how to cover up their tracks and not get caught. The final shape raid race. Oh, nice. Cool badge, by the way. Release Lightning 182. Yeah. I'm not saying good killers as in killers that are awesome, like they're the greatest. No, I just mean killers who are good at being serial killers and not get caught. They are highly intelligent. Paul Bunyan and people like that. Oh, I knew what you meant. How you doing? I'm doing good. We're watching a video. So anyways, MatPat's about to say the thing that I wanted to show you guys.
Also, kind of what we're seeing in FNAF 4. If that tuft of hair is to be believed, and really, why wouldn't we believe it?
That's not okay. So that's the one thing is I don't think that Susie Chica is here. That's not Chica. That's not Susie. That's Sammy. That is my guess. Is that's Sammy.
That gravestone timeline could probably be right. Afton was just killing kids because he could. He was a deranged serial killer.
Man, retirement really has taken a toll on you. But I also
I'll tell you in a
see
second.
where you're going with this. Crying child witnesses the dead kids in the suits and then gets bit by Fredbear on the day of his party. Afton would be devastated by this, promising to put his son back together. He'd be furious at his business partner Henry because it was his engineering that did this to his boy. Then one night, an opportunity presented itself. Charlie was locked outside by some bullies.
Yeah, so
Afton,
that's
in a
it.
fit of rage, killed
Yeah, exactly.
Charlie. Unlike all the other killings that were premeditated, this
Who is Brunette? Who is Brunette, guys? Who's a brunette? Who's a brunette? Starts with a C and ends with an Arlie. Again, is making me sad, not gonna lie. Right? So, Sammy in the books, Sammy is the twin brother of Charlie. Exactly. Twin brother of Charlie is Sammy. In the books, Charlie is kidnapped and then murdered by William Afton. And Sammy, the twin brother, is taken away by her mom after the event happens. Charlie is then rebuilt as a robot by Henry. Multiple versions of her are built, so every time she's close to the age where she should be aging up physically, he shuts down the older robot and moves her consciousness into the older looking robot and continues that process on. In the book, she's 17, so she's in her older teenage body, and then there's supposed to be a fourth one who is now baby, blah blah blah, all that stuff. You start a theory channel, you're good at this. That's why I'm live streaming theories. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not good at like video editing and all that. Y'all want to get me a video editor who will edit my ramblings or whatnot? That's my other thing, is I'm ADHD, so putting it all contextualized into like a cool thing. Boom. Live theories. I'm down for live theories. So make sure you hit the follow button. Go over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Either way, it doesn't matter. Do you. But here, if you want to join the YouTube crew, because they're all over there, right? Because everyone's over on the YouTube side right now, it seems like. But anyways, but yeah, like most nights I'm gonna be live streaming, and we're probably gonna be talking about FNAF for a lot of it, because this is just that's where my brain's at right now. So anyways, that's why Scrap Trap has a big forehead. Scrap Trap, so the theory on Scrap Trap and the reason Scrap Trap looks weird, different than Burn Trap, is because after he was burnt, he lost a lot of structure to Springtrap's suit, and so he went back and he scavenged parts from Golden Freddy and put them all over himself, right? That's that. Anyways, so he melted like he melted like a witch. Like he melted like a witch in a fire. That can't make sense. What, him putting Golden Freddy parts on him? Why can't it? He knows how to build stuff. He knows how to build animatronics. And the Golden Freddy suit and the Golden Bonnie suit were made at the same time. So if any two suits had interchangeable parts or similar parts that would allow them to be connected to each other, those would be the two suits. And that is believed, and that also where would he get Golden Freddy parts from? So Dual Process had this thing. Golden Freddy suit, the Golden Freddy suit, was in Sister Location. And when would he be able to do that? He went to his underground bunker after he escaped Fazbear Frights. At the end of Fazbear Frights, it shows him wandering off into the wilderness. All he's got to do is make it to the bunker, go down there, find the Golden Freddy suit that's been stored down there forever. So Dual Process Theory theorized that the spring lock suit that you're in night 4 is the Golden Freddy suit. That's the suit that you get put into, which would be very cathartic also, narratively speaking, because that means you as Michael, who is the main protagonist, the person you play as in Sister Location, get put in the very same suit that you accidentally killed your little brother with. The only thing that doesn't make sense is Scrap Trap is green, Golden Freddy is yellow. They've both been sitting around for 30 years mildewing. So they both would be green golden by that point, because they're both mildewy suits that have been sitting in wet. The Golden Freddy suit, if it's where they theorize it to be, it's down in the Sister Location bunker in a room full of moisture, sitting around for 30 plus years. It would be green golden. It would be molded. Being the Golden Freddy suit. Yes, that is the theory now. There is a theory that you play as Michael in every single Freddy's game except for Ultimate Custom Night. Ultimate Custom Night, you play as William. That can't make sense either. Why can't that make sense? Why can't the Golden Freddy suit be in sister location? Here's the thing. Every other time that we see Golden Freddy, is there proof that that Golden Freddy that you see? Oh, the faceplates. What about the faceplates? What about the faceplate? FNAF 4, I'll always take Cassidy over Michael as what being your as being the person that you're playing as. So it's so the theory is that you're Cassidy in the mini games, you're Michael in the gameplay. I actually no. Well, yes, I think we play as Cassie's dad in Help Wanted 2. That makes a lot of sense. Do we play as Bonnie Bro? No, that doesn't make sense. That's actually that doesn't make sense at all. Because Help Wanted 2 takes place before Ruin, but potentially after Security Breach, which would put it in the 2030s. That would make Bonnie Bro in his 60s. Springlock suits can't have those faceplates. If so, then why doesn't Spring Bonnie have those? That's true. But also, the problem with that is it's Scott and it's continuity. The reason a lot of people, and it's Scott. It's Scott being Scott. Because he's been asked, what Springlock suit are we in sister location, and he's like, I'm not gonna say that one. I'm gonna leave up to you guys. So I think it is true, and he himself just messed up by putting the faceplate in there. Yeah. What do you think is the time frame between Security Breach and Ruin? Between Security Breach and Ruin, it's got to be a year at the offset. It's got to be within the same year. Someone's pants until later on in life. He would have had to have been in his 40s for Cassie to be his child. Baby states you in something that came from my old pizzeria, meaning the suit originated from Circus Bay. No. That line does not indicate that it originated from Circus Babies. It just states that it once existed in Baby's pizza place and Baby's pizzeria. That's all that line indicates. All it says is that it was at her pizzeria when it opened for a single day. And would Afton not keep his most favored suits in his locations? So here's the kicker on all this. Here's my theory, and again, my theories are mine. They're no one else's. I mean, some of them are other people's too because they agree with it. But overarching, my theories are my own, and this is the epiphany that I had at home on my way to work today that I think might actually be true when it comes to the Henry William ordeal. So in Matt's ultimate timeline, all right, he states the Chuck E. Cheese real life equivalency to Freddy Fazbear's and Michael and Henry. He says that's I can agree with yours because they're pretty structured. Yes. So Bonnie, yeah, but so here's my thing on that. I think MatPat was correct but flipped. Yeah, Spring Bonnie and Into the Pit is absolutely terrifying, but is such a mood. Spring Bonnie and Into the Pit is a mood. It's hilarious and terrifying at the same time. But I think MatPat has it flipped. Stay with me on this one, guys, because we don't have any actual proof yet. Is Freddy Fazbear and his gang, okay, I will love to see what Into the Pit, right? Is there any, and you guys tell me, because maybe I'm just wrong, and it is somewhere in here, But is there any actual solid evidence proof in the games? Because in the books, there isn't. In the books, it's actually the opposite way. But in the games, is there any solid proof that William Afton is the creator of Freddy Fazbear? Because in everything that speaks to anything, it's always said that William Afton was the brilliant businessman, and that Henry was the great engineer. Henry designed all the the character hold on, the FNAF character encyclopedia. Yeah, William Afton. Conversation can be heard with entertainment board as a maker of the animatronics. Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, here's the full page right here. Here we go. View spoiler. There we go. Okay. Yeah. It does not come up very well. Okay, hold on. Can I go back and get the better? Oh no, it just stays fuzzy. And I don't think it actually says. So the plan, Henry just had the tech. So yes. So here's my thought on that. What if it was the other way around? All right. Henry owned Fredbear's Family Diner, and he had 2 suits. He had Fredbear, the Golden Bear, and he had the Golden Bonnie suit. All right, they're both Springlock suits. They're both animatronics and suits that can be worn by people to entertain his guests. What if William owned a different restaurant? He owned a restaurant called Chica's Party World, which exists. All right. William had the money, but he didn't have the engineering himself. So he hired engineers to create a bunch of not as good animatronics that spanned the entire existence. Was with Funtime Chica, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so all the Fun Times go way back. If you look at Help Wanted 2, there is a Funtime Foxy reference to the 1983 Fall Fest 1983. The merry-go-round in it has a Funtime Freddy reference. Okay, but hear me out here. Yeah. So what if William Afton owned a Chica's Party World, right? That had Chica and the Mediocre Melodies, right? Stay with me here. William is the business savvy guy. He's not the better engineer. He had to hire an engineer to make these, right? To make the Mediocre Melodies. He made a whole bunch of them. They weren't as good as the ones that Henry made, but he's a better businessman. He made a higher variety of them. He made a whole bunch of them, right? So his business was going better because he didn't just have them. He didn't just have a diner that had 2 animatronics / people wearing suits. He had a slew of animatronics. He had an arcade. He had party areas for people to have their birthday parties and have their kids show up. It was the more successful restaurant. So when Henry's business started going out of business, right? Or maybe even better, he knew that Fredbear's Diner wasn't doing bad. This just popped up into my head because this is in the book. And I'm thinking about this now. This is in the book. What if he had these animatronics, but he didn't have an animatronic whose face was as recognizable? Do you think Fredbear's Family Diner opened like late 70s? Right? Like late 70s, early 80s, before 83 obviously. What if Fredbear's Family Diner wasn't doing everything that William Afton's business was doing? His business was doing great, but he didn't have the recognition. Like Chica wasn't as recognizable of a character as Freddy Fazbear was, or Fredbear was, and he wanted to acquire. He's just a savvy businessman. He wanted to acquire that branding. He knew that Fredbear was a way better branding, right? So why did it do it all of a sudden? All of a sudden, my the YouTube isn't going over to my slobs anymore. It's a good thing I have chat up, or I wouldn't realize that you guys are talking to me. Anyways, so what if he wanted to acquire that better branding? He wanted that Fredbear, right? But Fredbear's Diner is doing well too. So he has to cause a situation where Henry would no longer be in the right mind to run his business effectively. No, I'm just kidding on that one. That doesn't happen. I think what happens is Fredbear Diner starts failing a little bit, and Henry doesn't have the ability to keep it running. Remember, we have in the books, we have another mirroring of this actually happen. Edwin, the creator of the Mimic or whatever, his child dies, and like the stress of running his business and everything else all piles up, and he eventually he's an amazing animatronic engineer, but he ends up having to sell his business because he couldn't keep up with everything. And again, actually, you know what? That could not be Cassidy in the game. That could not be Cassidy. Now that I think about, or Sammy. That could not be Sammy in the suit. That could be just this could be just another kid. This could be just another kid, some other kid. What if Sammy did exist and Afton killed Sammy? Afton killed Sammy to force Henry into selling the business. Who's Casey? Are you trying to say Cassidy? No, well, it can't be Cassidy because Cassidy is a crying child. Who's Casey? But I think that's Sammy. I think that's Sammy in that suit too. So I'm trying to figure out what would happen. Cassidy, maybe. No, Cassidy's all the way in ruin. But I think the girl from, yeah, exactly. That's not Cassie in that suit. Cassie is 40 years away from being a thought in this game. But I think what happened was Fredbear Family Diner started going under, and Henry wanted to save the business because this was his passion, was making these animatronics. I think William saved him, right? William saved him. They combined the two together, right? And William originally wanted to just acquire Fredbear, acquire Bonnie, and he wanted their businesses to come together and they would join his mediocre melodies. And I want to point this out. This is one of the things that popped into my head on why I thought that William Afton would have been the one who had the mediocre melodies. Because, one, they're all very Southern. All of the characters are very Southern. They all have Southern accents, even though most of the animatronic characters make absolutely no sense for being Southern characters. There's nothing Southern about a hippo or an elephant or a bear, right? There's nothing Southern about those animals. There's nothing Southern about any of them but maybe the frog and the chicken, right? But they're all Southern. Why are they all Southern? Why do they all have Southern accents? Because in the 80s, British people thought that most Americans had a Southern accent. And it's still a very common occurrence, even in this day and age. When you ask Europeans to talk with an American accent, well, most of them are going to talk like this because that's the easy accent for them to remember how to use. So the British guy comes to America, comes to Hurricane, Utah, opens up a restaurant, and makes the animatronics all Southern because that's what he thinks Americans are going to connect with is Southern characters. So he makes a big group of Southern animatronics for the middle of the Plain States. Which makes sense, honestly, when you think about it. But when he acquires Fredbear and they start doing like group testing and like all that stuff, and it's true, the Americans ate it up. Oh yeah, absolutely they ate it up. But no, but then when he starts product testing the new lineup, all the kids talk about how Freddy Fazbear is the more recognizable character. And again, William is business savvy. He didn't just make Southern characters. He also pretty much stole the identity of Freddy Fazbear, who I think was the business that was open first. I think Fredbear Family Diner was open, was successful. William came in, created Chica's Party World, basically did everything that Henry did, but better, and created a character that could rival Freddy Fazbear by Fredbear by making Ned Bear, who is just different enough to avoid copyright claims in the 80s. So using his way better setup of a restaurant, he drives Fredbear out of business, acquires them, brings Henry on because Henry is the better engineer. And what Ned Bear, check this out. Mediocre Melodies. Check these guys out. The Mediocre Melodies FNAF. These guys right here. There's Ned Bear. All right. Ned Bear, who looks a lot like Freddy Fazbear. Anyways, so he drives him out of business, acquires him. But why does he acquire the business? He doesn't acquire the business, all right? He doesn't acquire the business because he wanted the business. He originally acquired the business because he wanted Henry. Because Henry was the better engineer. And Henry and his engineering skills would take would take Chica's Party World to the next level. All right? Next level. So he acquires Fredbear's, brings it into his Afton Robotics or engineering or whatever you want to call it, right? They do product testing and stuff with groups, and they all say the same thing. That Freddy Fazbear's is a more likable IP. They like Freddy Fazbear. They like Bonnie the Bunny. And so, what happens? William makes the business decision, not the decision that makes him feel better. And he agrees. Freddy Fazbear's, but he wants to change the name. He doesn't want it to be Fredbear anymore, so he puts his own spin on it. Because Freddy Fazbear sounds even better than Fredbear. Okay? So they create together Freddy Fazbear or just Fazbear Entertainment together. And they put Henry's character as the main logo because it's a more distinct characterization. It makes more sense. It looks better. People respond to it better. All right. But after a little bit, William gets annoyed or sad or depressed. He's the better businessman. He's the successful businessman. He's the one who's running this company to the top. But Henry is getting all the notoriety. He's getting everything. He's the guy who built all the animatronics. So everyone's talking about how genius Henry is. But Henry was a failing businessman, and William's doing amazing. Why isn't William getting the recognition that he deserves? Everybody thinks that it's Henry's business because everyone around there remembers Fredbear's family diner. So they're like, well, if it's Freddy Fazbear or Fred or the new Fredbear, the new version of Fredbear, then that means this must be Henry's establishment. Henry must be the main owner. Henry is the one that's being successful. Look how great Henry is doing. No, William's the one who saved Henry. Why is Henry getting all the attention? He's mad. He's upset. He's pissed off that Henry is getting all of it. And that his characters have been pushed to the side, slowly getting phased out, except for Chica. Because Chica is the only one that people really remember from Chica's Party World, and she still has some notoriety too. They add in Freddy, the pirate, for some reason, I don't know. It's the 80s. But William gets angry because he feels like he's being left out. That he's not getting the recognition that he deserves because he was the actual success, not Henry. But everyone assumes it's Henry because Henry is the genius. So at some point in time, I think William kills Sammy. He wants to take something from Henry because he feels like Henry has been taking stuff from him over and over and over again. Right? So he kills Sammy. Maybe in a fit of rage. He didn't mean to do it, but it's the first time he does it. And he stuffs him away in one of the old suits. Where is he going to stuff him away at? Well, he's going to stuff him away in Henry's old suit. Golden Freddy. Right? Well, it's just sitting in the back. It doesn't get used anymore. They've spurged money on real good animatronics. Exists in the movie continuity? Yeah. I think it does. Yeah. He also kills Casey. Who is Casey? You keep saying Casey's name. Who is Casey? I don't know who Casey is. And go to McDonald's coma. Who is Casey? I don't know who Casey is. Sorry, no coma. Sammy, Casey, and Cassidy, the Golden Freddy trio. Who is Casey, though? There's no trio. It's just a duo. It's Sammy and Cassidy. Search her up. But no. So he kills Sammy. Right? But this is before they actually officially open Freddy Fazbear's. Like before the company actually goes into full fruition in 83. He kills Sammy, hides him in the golden suit for a bit, but then eventually gets rid of the body. Has to get rid of the body. Well, they're being successful. They're opening up another restaurant. When they first start up, they open up a second restaurant. So they take the golden suits that they still have laying around to kind of get the place up and running. They take the two golden suits, put them in the new restaurant that's really close to William's house. I believe Golden Freddy was possessed by more than one or more than two spirits. I can't see past the heart stuff. Then two souls. I'm trying to figure out how to put this timeline together. Casey is a Golden Freddy spirit. She gets young boys thirsty. Arcane, I don't know what you're referencing, but I feel like it's definitely not canon or to the continuity of this. So I'm just going to ignore it for right now. But no, so he kills Sammy at some point, or maybe he kills Sammy at the new location, at the 83 location, shoves him in the gold suit. I think that's it. Yeah, it's at that restaurant where the gold suits are still active. It's the books. Is it really? Okay, cool. I don't know. I haven't actually read that one yet or heard about that one yet. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know where the timeline fits for this necessarily. I'll be honest. It's just what I'm thinking right now. Like I said, a lot of this is just going new in my head. But he kills Sammy, shoves him in the golden Freddy suit, maybe only for a day. just hides him long enough to cause issues, right? Kills Sammy maybe in the same week, right? Andrew is Stitch Wraith, yeah. So that's why, Andrew's supposed to be like, is the book version, is the Freddy Frights, or Fazbear Frights version of the Vengeful Spirit, for the book continuities or whatnot. But no, so kills Sammy in some way, all right, and puts him in the gold Freddy suit just temporarily, all right, hides the body for a little bit, then gets the body back out of there and hides it somewhere else, right, and puts that suit back or leaves the body in there, right? Maybe the body is still in. Actually, that could be it too. What if it happened on the same day? Huh. I'll go back here. Yeah. So what if this is Sammy? Sammy was killed by Afton, shoved in the golden Freddy suit. Cassidy finds the body in the suit, and that's why Cassidy is now afraid of the animatronics, right? Dad shoved Sammy in the suit, and Cassidy happened to see it before he got rid of the body, right? So Sammy is now possessing the suit. But look at it. What's up with this suit right now? What's up with the golden Freddy suit right now? What is not part of the suit the entire time that Sammy would have been in the suit? There you go. Yeah, there's no head. The head's not involved in the death of the child. But when is the head involved in the death of a child? Crying child's death. So the belief is that the Mimic's creator is actually Edwin is the belief is that Edwin is a book version of Henry. But yeah, so when is the head involved in the death of a child? Boom. But crying child / Cassidy never gets put in the body of the suit. The only place where his death is involved is the head of the suit. That's it. Just the head of the suit. The duality, double spirits, one's in the head, one's in the body. What's up? When would Henry have time to build the Mimic? See, that's my thing, is I don't think he built the Mimic. People believe that Edwin is an allegory for Henry, but I don't think he is. I think Edwin may actually be a different engineer altogether in the game series. I think he's an engineer that helped William with the creation of the Fun Times. I think his story in the books is a real story, continuity wise. Like, I think it's an actual story, and I think that he is someone that William hired to help him create the Fun Time animatronics, and then was like working on the Mimic thing also. I think William hired him, right? Murdered his child, as William tends to do when he gets people to build stuff for him. He also is like, oh, you have a kid? You mean you have Mini Remnant running around, right? I think he murders his kid, and then when Edwin goes and then acquires Edwin's... I think he's literally murdering people's kids so he can acquire their business. Can you go to an image of the... Oh, yeah. FNAF 6 Graves. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. I'll bring it up over here instead. FNAF 6 Graves. There you go. Yeah, so there you go. Behind grass, do you think that says cat? I don't think it says anything. I think it's purposely has no markings. I believe that tombstone is purposely blank. Just like it's really hard to see the it just gets smaller instead of bigger. I know that says Charlotte Emily, and it's really hard to see. But yeah, I don't think it has words on it. I think it's purposely just blank. Or not, because yes, it mirrors the FNAF animatronics, but I've always read it as Nick. I see zero indications that there's any kind of anything on there, is the thing. I don't see any markings to indicate a name. But again, whoever is just spamming the hearts on YouTube, I appreciate you. But yeah, I don't think there's actually a name to it. But there you go. That's some of my theories. I think William literally kills the kids of people that work for him. And then uses their grief to acquire businesses or other things from them. Pizzaplex is now canon because of the Mimic, but because you mentioned the different continuities, I believe some stuff from Tales might be part of the game universe. So that's what the fuck happened to my William creation? What? I have no idea. That's why I'm saying I'm blind. Lol. Yeah. No, yeah. So again, I don't know if you were here for the discussion earlier. Scott Cawthon has gone on record as saying it's two different things. There's canon and there's continuity when it comes to him. Continuity is a single timeline. You have to think of FNAF as a multiverse. It's kind of like Marvel. You know, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness kind of situation where Trash Rabbit out amalgamation kind of situation. But yeah, you think of it this way. Everything is a continuity, is different continuities, but everything is canon in the books. Canon means that it exists in the multiverse, but it may not exist in the continuity that you're trying to theorize for. So you can theorize a different continuity for the books, which is what is the truth. There is a continuity for the books, and then there is a continuity for the movies, there is a continuity for the games, there's a continuity for the other set of books. Cinematic universe finished now. We in Act 2. No, we're in like Act 3 right now. I think Scott was a part of two different eras, two different phases. I think 1 through 4 was phase 1, 5, 6, 7 was phase 2. Steelwool came in for phase 3, starting with Help Wanted and moving on from there. To a Baby Springtrap is quite possibly the weirdest FNAF media ever. It is, and it's a canon event in a different continuity. But remember, some of these mini stories, some of these short stories can be continuities all to themselves. They're still canon events. They still happen in the multiverse, but that happened on like Earth 173, not Earth 616 or Earth 217 or whatever. You know, they're all different continuities, but they're all canon events. Leading small children is odd. Again, it's a canon, but it's maybe not the continuity that you're trying to elaborate. And he says this on purpose because he says they can have mirroring events. So in Phasgu in one continuity, God forbid, but Phasgu in one continuity could be that multiverse's version of animatronic people or robot people. Okay, so Phasgu taking pieces of those people, devouring them, and creating new versions of them that are like now psychologically or you know, connected to some kind of like hive mind being, is just that multiverse, that universe's version of William Afton kidnapping and building an animatronic version of them that then takes their body, snatches them basically. You know, it doesn't mean that Phasgu is in everything, but in one universe, Phasgu plays the same role as William Afton kidnapping you and creating a robot version of you, or the animatronics kidnapping you, or something like that. I mean, hell, he can technically make a canon event continuity where the animatronics themselves are just assholes and do everything, and William Afton has nothing. There could be a whole universe where William Afton doesn't even exist. There's a whole universe where Henry is the bad guy. The graphic novels technically count. Those are comic books. I mean, they're graphic novels. It depends on how you look at comic books. But there you go. Like, that's what I mean. It's like everything doesn't fully align, but some things are just that universe's version of something else. It counts since that's recreating a novel. Yeah. If they're not their own comic book series. They're just a visualization of a series that already exists. But I mean, that's what comic books are sometimes, or they're anime books, or they're whatever. Or mangas. I mean, mangas. But yes. So those are some. That's one of my big theories. Is I think that Matt got it right but wrong. I think William had the more successful business. He bailed out Henry, but Henry was getting all of the special treatment from it. So William got in a fit of rage, killed Sammy, shoved him in the gold suit, then got disposed of his body. And then Crying Child, by what it says with the, that's the thing though, is like, that's the other thing though, is if you go by Help Wanted, right? Is it Help Wanted 1 or 2? I think it's Help Wanted 2 though. They have you do the gravestones in a specific version, and if Cassidy is Golden Freddy in that lineup, then that would mean that, so he murks Sammy, and I think actually that might be, I think he murks Sammy, and it causes some issues with the suit, but not a lot, because Sammy's in the suit, he's not in the head, so he can't see. So, or he can't fully control it. He's just, kind of. So, what if, and maybe Afton didn't even recognize that, but he kills the other kids at his other location. Like, they open up, but they open up multiple locations. Or maybe they didn't open up multiple locations, like new locations. What if Chica's Party World just got turned into Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where you play in the second one? What if that was originally Chica's Party World? If Help Wanted 2 is Cassie's dad, but Cassie's dad isn't Bonnie Bro, what does the mask signify? The Bonnie mask? That's a good question. That's a good question. Maybe hold on. What if Bonnie Bro isn't Cassie's dad? What if Bonnie Bro is Cassie's grandfather. Anybody hears of Stranger Things, which could be a potential story. Oh my god, that would be dope. Would you work as a night guard in Disney 6000 animatronics, man? Yes, I would. I would. I would see that. I would do that as a night guard at Disney if they're paying me a normal amount, like a good amount of money. If they can pay me more than I make now, because I make $24 an hour at my current job. They paid me more than that? Absolutely. Here's the thing. This isn't real life. I'm not afraid of animatronics. Oh, you're talking about the game. Okay. If there's a game, I guess I'm guessing that's a Five Nights at Freddy's fan made game, Disney 6000 animatronics. Then no, probably not. If it's an actual like killer robot situation, obviously not. But I mean, in real life, if Disney was like, "You're the night guard, here all the animatronics are hanging out," I'd be like, "That's cool." All cool. That's dope. I'll take it. That's fine by me. Some creep me. I mean, yeah, they're creepy, but that doesn't mean that I'm afraid of them. That doesn't mean I think they're actually gonna kill me or anything like that. Like, it's all cool. It's copacetic. It's some shiz. Barney Bro had to be at least between 12 and 15 in 1983. When Security Breach takes place, he'd be in his 60s. I do agree. Yes, I think maybe Bonnie Bro is the grandfather. So here's the thing. It's not like Michael kills Cassidy and then just doesn't have a life anymore. You know? He could have still been friends with Bonnie Bro. Bonnie Bro, the Freddy friend and the Chica dude, whatever you want to call him. He could still be friends with them after this event. If anything, it might make them closer friends because they all have to deal with that trauma growing up. So who's to say that Bonnie Bro wasn't friends with Michael, didn't get into the company? Because William and Henry had to have sold the company at some point. Also, they must have sold it they must have been acquired by an even larger corporation who became Fazbear Entertainment. His father loved Bonnie. Exactly. Yes. Bonnie Bro, Cassie's dad is burdened by the mistakes of his father, just like Mike. I almost punched them, and the animatronics that tried to scare me would get it. Exactly. I would fight the animatronics if they came after me. Are they 7 feet tall and have the strength of a machine? Yes. Would I die? Absolutely. Would I make it hard for them? Fuck yes. Absolutely. Raised with a Bonnie plush and given his dad's mask, it would be cute. But yeah, so what if, there you go, another theory for you. So what if Bonnie Bro and Michael Afton were friends growing up still? They were bonded by this tragic, horrific event that they went through. They both are bonded by this mistake that they made. And Michael goes one way over time, and Bonnie Bro goes a different way. He wants to make sure that never happens again, right? He wants to make sure that kind of thing never happens again. So he goes to college and takes all the mechanical engineering classes that he can, and he becomes animatronic engineer for Fazbear Entertainment. Okay? And then he raises his son to do the same. And his son becomes a great engineer also for the Fazbear Entertainment company, and ends up in Help Wanted. He's so good at his job that he is trusted to go down into the depths of the secret area in the Pizzaplex to try and repair some of the damages that happened during security breach, because they want to recover everything. Why the mini games and stuff? Fuck if I know. But there was clearly a reason for it with the company, because they have company posters up on the wall about, hey, wear your mask. Stop wearing your mask when you go home. Some say it's Evan, but what do you think? Cassidy is, I think Crying Child's name is Cassidy. 100%. I think the Evan thing was just people reaching. They got kind of close with something, and they just like reverse engineered their way to it. But they went through a bunch of, like, the way to get Evan, you have to do like 4 different versions of a decryption system in order to get to Evan, which makes no sense. Who would win? BTW, I'm like 5-5, but well, you will not win. All right, you will not win against a Springtrap Bonnie. You will not win against Springtrap. He has literal, undead strength and machine strength on his side. He is a living zombie inside of he's basically in a mech suit. He's a zombie in a mech suit. Bat will do. You need more than a bat, my friend. What's up, Gotcha Girl? How you doing? Who's Water? Maybe Water. The only other name I could see is Norval from the bedroom name in Help Wanted. Maybe, but I doubt it. I think we have the names. I think we have the names for all the kids, in my opinion. This is my own personal theory, canon, lore, blah, 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 blah. I think we have a name for all 7 children. All right, all 7 children. Because until people can give me so much evidence that I just give it away, as of right now, I am riding and dying with Sammy being the vengeful. Who makes the 5th child? That was killed alongside Gabriel, Jeremy, Susie, and Fritz. Sammy, Charlie's twin brother. Sammy, Henry's other child. Okay. Is this character right here? Is right here. Is the tufts of hair poking out of the golden Freddy suit. The first kill of William Afton. Susie was the first purposeful kill. Susie was the first experimental kill, but that doesn't mean she was the first kill. I believe that Sammy, Henry's boy, how old do you think Sammy was? Sammy, I think, was the same age as Crying Child. I think that's actually canon. I think that might actually be canon, that Charlie and Crying Child, aka Cassidy, were the same age. What up, Sunpower? I'm pretty sure that was canon, that they are the same age, or very close. So Sammy and Charlie and Cassidy were all the same age. They might have even been friends. And Cassidy found his dead friend Sammy in the golden Freddy suit, but he's a small child. What is seen by what is seen in the dark can be often mistaken in the eyes of a child, or however that quote goes. He saw his friend Sammy dead in the stomach of Golden Freddy in the back room. In the back room, he saw Golden Freddy having his friend Sammy in his stomach. FNAF for Nightmare. Images. I want to pull up the line up. The 5. Where are we at? I need the 5. All 5. I need the 5. Standing next to each other. Boom, the 5. Right. Where's my picture at? There it is. I want that right there. Give me that juicy picture. I just want to point this out, and I pointed this out in my stream previous too. Get it here. Open image and new. Here we go. Okay, that's real big. Maybe we can actually back a little bit. But check this out. We got five nightmare animatronics, right? 5 nightmare animatronics. Which animatronic has a stomach in their mouth? What up, Saba? Has Michael's soul for that he doesn't kill Gregory? Oh, I think so, actually. I really like that. Michael as Glamrock Freddy is just good. It's just good. Throw Burn Trap off the stairs. Burn Balloon Boy or throw Burn Trap off the stairs. Probably Burn Balloon Boy. I think that's going to be easier. But yeah, so this is my theory. This is what I got today. It just popped into my head today, kind of for the most part. But yeah, so this is Sammy. This is Charlie's twin brother, Sammy, the first kill of Afton's. Not the first of his experiments, just his first kill. All right. Bit of rage. The one he should not have killed is Sammy, because Sammy started it all. And Sammy is the vengeful spirit. Because Sammy knows that he started it all. And again, just how narratively satisfying is it to think that there are twins. There are 6 nightmares. I know there's there's Nightmare Freddy, that one right there. Yeah, there's 6 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But look, out of the 6 nightmares, who's the only one with a stomach mouth? A stomach mouth? Who's the only one who has a stomach mouth? The one who had a body in its stomach when Cassidy got locked in the room with him. Michael didn't know. I want to clarify that. Michael at this point has no idea that his father has killed somebody. It was just pure bad luck for Cassidy that on the one day that he gets locked in the back closet, the one day that he gets locked in there and his dad gets pissed about it, right? His dad gets so pissed about it that he gives his son he forces on his son a security Freddy, a lonely Freddy doll, right? That follows him around to find out if Cassidy is talking about it. He knows he fucked up, all right? He knows he's fucked up. He killed a kid. He killed Sammy, right? He fucked up. And now shit's happened. Maybe shit doesn't happen. Maybe shit does happen. Who knows? But he fucked up. He killed Sammy, right? And now he's trying to bury his tracks. And that's why the puppet is created. That's why the puppet is created. Sammy exists. Yeah, Sammy exists in this series. Sammy goes missing. And Henry creates the puppet to make sure that no other kids ever go missing in his restaurant again. After he gets over the death of his son, or disappearance of his son, he creates a security robot, the puppet, who exists at this diner, at Fredbear's, or Freddy Fazbear's, this specific one, right? He exists at this one. The puppet does, to make sure kids don't go disappearing again. So, with no lore, like he was born like a kid. Well, yeah, that's, so I said that, Sabi, I think you were in my stream when I said that. I said, why do we have to give him this is the event that led him to becoming a killer? Why can't he just be like, William just likes murking some kids? I think he does. I think he likes killing kids, but he fucked up. He killed his business partner's kid in a fit of jealousy and rage or whatever over Henry. So Henry, after he's compartmentalized his grief and he's gone back to work, he creates the security puppet. All right, that's why the puppet doesn't exist yet in this world right here. He doesn't exist before Cassidy gets bit because Henry hasn't overcome that grief yet, right? But the puppet is going to exist at this location. William Afton still owns Chica's Party World, which he has renamed. Gotta go see it. All right, Arcane Bullet, have a good night, man. He has renamed it into Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. All right, I want to check this out. Because hold on, FNAF 2 to news newspaper. FNAF 2 newspaper. Check this out. Oh my god. I might even be more right. I just remember this. Grand reopening. Vintage pizzeria given new life. Come be a part of the new face of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. What would you call it if you rebranded your restaurant? What would you call it? You would call it a reopening. Grand reopening. Grand reopening. Also, I don't believe that the kids that die in FNAF 2 are the ones that are connected to the old ones. So I think what happens is I think Chica's Party World, who already has the like fun time Chica versions or whatnot and all that. I think the mediocre melodies get scrapped, right? And they build these. This is post Sammy dying, so they open up the second location. But one of the stipulations by Henry is he helps build these new toy animatronics, but he wants there to be security features inside of it, right? Security features inside of it. Because he's already had multiple instances of issues at the first place. One kid went missing, his own son. Another kid was tragically, bitten. And I think here's the thing. So here's my theory on the timeline when it comes to the kids dying. I think that Cassidy is bit before the other kids are killed, but he doesn't die. I think he sits in a coma for a while. FNAF 6 location is 0. Yes. So I think FNAF 6 location is the FNAF 4 location. I think it is this restaurant right here. Can I open this up? Yeah. I think it is this location right here. Okay. Wow, this map's not as good as some of the other ones that I use. Go back. Is complex. So FNAF Ruin is actually down here. Is FNAF 6 also? So I think what it is so Henry loses Sammy, builds a security puppet after his grief. Before he builds the security puppet, so this is how it goes. This is how I think it goes. I think Sammy gets murdered by William, but William hides it. He covers it up. He puts the body in the gold Freddy suit, hides it for a little bit. Cassidy sees it and gets locked in there. I think William's the one who lets him out of there, right? And Cassidy's super shooken up. He's scared. He's crying. He's just in tears. He's just destroyed. He doesn't say anything to William, right? He doesn't say anything to William about seeing Cassidy's body in the suit. He's just really freaked out, and he's pretending like he didn't see it because he doesn't want he thinks it's the animatronic. He thinks the animatronic's going to come after him. The animatronics already ate one kid. Why wouldn't it eat me too? I'm going to pretend like I never saw it. So I'm just going to be a very depressed child. So William's already been working on other animatronics, right? He's down in his little bunker. He hasn't made Baby yet or any of the other fun times, but the bunker exists because that's his workshop. That's where he hides away all of his animatronics. And there could be a good reason for this, not just being I'm gonna make a murder bot area. What up, Beanie Freddy? I think there's like I agree with the new theory too, right? I think there's a legitimate theory on a legitimate reasoning for him having an underground bunker, because if you're working with that much electronics and that much all that machinery and stuff, you know what happens with computers and machinery and stuff like that? It gets hot. It needs to be cooled. And an underground location keeps temperature cold way better than above ground. So having an underground location where he can work on animatronics, I don't think at this point, I don't think the underground bunker, workshop, whatever, I don't think it's as big as it is in sister location yet. I think he expands it out after Circus Baby goes under and he starts making the rentals. I think he expands it for the rentals. But I think originally it's just an underground workshop that's not even that far underground from the house itself. But I think he has his underground workshop where he's working on new animatronics and stuff too. I think he's learned how to build better animatronics. When I play Roblox, it got hot like fire. Exactly. Like, I think he just built an underground location to work on animatronics. I think he's been learning animatronics from Henry and from other engineers that he's hired to come in and work on stuff. I think he hires people to build things for him, but I think he's also using the skills that he learns from them to make stuff. And what's one thing that's in the Fazbear Frights books that would actually explain away Psychic Friend Fredbear? Lonely Freddy's. I think it's the original Lonely Freddy. I don't think it's a fully autonomous, autonomy Lonely Freddy. I think it's a remote controlled Lonely Freddy. Because here's the thing, we talk about how, oh, if he's scared of the animatronics, but he's not scared of the characters. But I think he is. I think Cassidy was afraid of the characters the entire time. I think he sees. Where are we at? I think he sees Sammy, his friend Sammy, shoved in a gold suit, and he goes, "Oh my God, Sammy's been ate by Golden Freddy." That's why of all the nightmares, Golden Freddy is the one that has a stomach in his mouth, because when he discovers Sammy, Sammy's in a headless suit. So Sammy wasn't ate from the head. Sammy had to have been shoved in there from the stomach. He's in the stomach of Golden Freddy, not the mouth. So Golden Freddy has a second mouth in his stomach that he can eat me with. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, but he's afraid of all the characters, animatronics, whatever. He's afraid of them. That's why when you look, he has them all shoved in the corner of his room. He probably tried to put him somewhere else in the house, and William was like, "No, these are yours. You keep them." Are the ones who talk to Cassidy, Crying Child. So, as far as we know. But here's the thing. Fredbear eat like his belly or mouth? I don't know. He just does. How does Fredbear eat with his belly or mouth? What? You mean he has a mouth belly? See, right there. When he finds Sammy, his friend Sammy, Charlie's twin brother, shoved in the golden suit. He's now afraid of all of them. That's why no closet and a second door, main door, blah blah blah. But yeah, so that's why he shoves them in the corner. He probably tried to put him somewhere else in the house and wasn't allowed to. So William probably was like, "No, these are yours. They stay in your room." So he shoved them in the corner, as far away from his bed where he sleeps, as far away he could from everything else. And people say, "But he's not afraid of the stuffed animals. He's just afraid of the animatronics. Or else why would he be taking Psychic Friend Fredbear with him everywhere he goes? He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Who you gonna call? Psychic Friend Fredbear." But if you really pay attention, so in the nightmare version of Fredbear has two mouths. The nightmare version. Because when he saw a dead body in Fredbear, it was in the stomach with the mouth missing. So he thinks that there's 2 different ways to get put inside the suit to be ate. But if you look, but anyways, back to what I was saying. If you look, he doesn't, and never in the mini games do we ever see him. Lana Del Taco. Never do we see him carrying Psychic Friend Fredbear. But we see Psychic Friend Fredbear everywhere, talking to him, telling him things, easing his mind, trying to keep him from talking to other people, scaring him, or trying to get him to admit what he saw. Because he never comes out and says it either. He says, remember what you saw, right? Or you can make it, like all that stuff. He just says, remember what you saw, but he never indicates what it is that he actually saw. So it's like, what did he actually see? Well, what he saw was a dead body in the suit, and he's waiting, and his dad's just trying to get confirmation about it. So, so Psychic Friend Fredbear is like, I don't know if he's automated or if he's remote controlled. He might be remote controlled, but he is following the kid. That's why if you look at all these panels, and let me see if I can get just individual well, actually, I do, yeah. So if you look in each of these panels, every single panel location where he is going to be in the presence of another kid, Psychic Friend Fredbear is hiding, right? He's just sitting on the couch like a normal plush when his brother jump scares him. But when the kid's by himself, he's up on a clock. He's right in the doorway. He's out in the open. I don't know why he's in this flower. He's hiding in the flowers here too. Maybe he thinks that you're going to run into somebody here. But when he's at the park, he's hiding behind the fence. To the roar. Rawr. Yeah. He's hiding under the car. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but if you look right there, there's one golden pixel. That is Psychic Friend Fredbear hiding behind the wheel of the car, so this kid won't see him. He hides in the gutter, so this kid doesn't see him. He hides in the flowers. I think these are flowers, not flower. Hides in the flowers, so this girl doesn't see him. Hides behind the cars, so this kid doesn't see him. Doesn't even go in. He isn't even actually anywhere near the kid when he's in here. You don't even see him in here. I think that he is a Lonely Freddy, like, prototype. And he's following the kid around to actually keep an eye on him for William Afton. Or because William Afton is currently working in his workshop and controlling Psychic Friend Fredbear. And I think this right here, what did he do this time? You're broken. The color change, I think what it is that William Afton programmed a voice to Psychic Friend Fredbear, or used a voice changer or whatnot, so that when he was talking to Cassidy, he was talking to him in a different voice than his own, so Cassidy didn't know that it was his actual dad watching him, right? So he just thinks he's got some. This kid literally thinks he's being haunted by Golden Freddy and all the other animatronics. He literally thinks he's being haunted by these animatronics, because there is a miniature animatronic following him around, talking to him, reminding him of the situation that he saw in the closet. This kid is going insane with fear, and his brother doesn't realize this like you would think he would. Or, well, you wouldn't think he would. He's he's just a big brother who likes to bully his little brother because that's what brothers do. And he doesn't realize, he just thinks his brother's a scared kid. He doesn't realize that his brother has seen a body in a suit. He doesn't realize that his brother is getting tormented also by this animatronic following him around. He thinks his brother has a golden stuffed animal that he likes carrying around with him, and he's just scared. He's a scared 10-year-old boy who carries a stuffed animal with him because he's a crybaby. Michael without his mask looks cursed. I don't think there's any time that you see him without his mask in FNAF 4. Yeah. Trying to think anything else in here. Trying to think. I think. Oh yeah. Another thing. So Sammy goes missing. Boom. Sammy goes missing. He's right here. Blah blah blah. Sammy goes missing. Cassidy gets put into a coma. I think in between. Because I just realized the puppet kind of ruins a little bit of this, but I don't think he does actually. So I think Sammy goes missing. Cassidy gets his head chomped and goes into a coma. He's not dead. He's in the hospital for a while. Henry, in his grief, creates the puppet. And has the puppet at this location to try and protect the kids, right? Well, they also have the second location going on that has the toy animatronics and the other animatronics over there. The withered ones that are like broken down. I think they have them both. I don't know if they've made full versions. I think they just have the toys at one point. Oh, this is another weird way of establishing this. That here. Anyways, but anyways, where was my head at? Wait, what is this? We've never seen this room. Did they just make up a new room? They just made up a new room. Anyways, so yeah. So Henry in his grief makes the puppet. All right. To protect the kids. Blah, blah, blah. And it's not working. The puppet isn't working. Right? So the puppet's not working at this location. In 83. I think 5 kids go missing. In 83. Or if 5 kids go missing, starting with Sammy, then you have Susie, Fritz, Jeremy, and Gabriel. They go missing. And it's the Golden Bonnie suit that's used to do it. Right? Bada bing, bada boom. Alright. William does it. William's killing kids, shoving them in the old suits that they have. Dude, good night. Gotta go. Sorry. Oh, no. Alright, you're good. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll be back. I think tomorrow night we'll probably be back again talking about this more. So if you want to hear what else I come up with, or if you want to add more things, do some research through the day or whatnot, go for it. But I'll see you then. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get to the 500 mark at least, but wherever we can get to. Okay, bye. Oh no, Beanie, I'm still here. It's Ari that's leaving. I'm still here for at least another 20 minutes. I sub to. Awesome. Thank you, Beanie, Freddy. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate all of you guys subbing. It's so awesome. It's been such a struggle, and it seems to be working a little bit better now. So I appreciate it. Who knew? I just had to ramble on and on about Five Nights at Freddy's, and that's when I would get. It's funny because I used to I don't know if you guys know what Mixer was. It was a streaming website also. I was a partner with them. I was a full-time streamer on that website, but when it went under, my whole streaming career went away too. So it's kind of nice to be able to get things going again, kind of. And in a fun way too, because I really do like talking about FNAF and stuff like that. But anyways, I think Sammy went missing. Cassidy got chomped. So Henry builds the puppet. And I think the puppet if we want to establish the Mimic was created by Henry, I think the puppet is the predecessor to the Mimic. Okay? I think the puppet, it was like an animatronic AI created in the purpose of protecting children, obviously. It's the predecessor to that, and it's the predecessor to the toy animatronics. So I think the regular animatronics... Ooh, wait. That's it. I think the toy animatronics actually come out after the toys themselves are created. I don't think they're both made at the same time. Right? I think toy versions, because we had plush version. So oh my god, this makes so much sense. Oh, that makes so much sense. I think that works. I think that works. Okay. They wanted action. Okay, so this is the 80s. G.I. Joe and Transformers and a bunch of other like action figures exist. So people want action figures, and I think what happened was I think they established Freddy Fazbear's in 1983, and they just threw everything at the wall once they got this going, and they were like, okay, we have our IP established, everything is good. I think they get acquired by like an investment company too, and that investment company acquires Fazbear Entertainment and like becomes like board members or whatever, just injects a bunch of capital into the company, because this is the 80s when like they have a bunch of money to like there's gonna be some just money was way easier to get in the 80s by everything I can see from everything. So they get injected with a bunch of capital once they create this company, and they just throw everything at the wall to see what will stick. They make a TV show, they make plushies obviously, and then they make action figure versions. But the action figure versions only exist as action figures at first. So 1983, we have two Freddy Fazbear locations, because that's what they're doing too. They're starting to franchise out. So what happens is they get these action figures. They're they're toys, not toy animatronics. They're toys, and that's why they're called toy animatronics, because they're animatronics that look like the toys. But the toys come first. 1983, we make toys, we make a TV show, we make multiple locations. All right, so we have this location where you just have the two golden ones, and then Chica's Party World is the second location. It gets turned into Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, and it has the brown Freddy, the yellow Chica. It has the mediocre Melodies, who will soon start getting phased out. It has the purple Bonnie, and they create Foxy the Pirate also. Foxy is the new character. That's what the TV show is invented for. Because we get to see this TV show eventually. And the TV show is literally about Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica all being bandmates, going on like this adventure and finding Foxy. The TV show is literally invented to introduce Foxy to the group, because people already know, at least in this area, they already know about Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. And it's twofold. The television show is twofold, because it's also used to introduce the new brown Freddy and the new purple Bonnie, or blue. No, it's blue Bonnie. Blue Bonnie is in the TV show too, along with the toys, along with the action figure toys. Blah blah blah. The second location exists, and it has it has the old animatronics that we get from Five Nights at Freddy's 1. They're at FNAF 2 location, right? So they're there in 83, and kids go miss. Sammy dies at the first location, at this one right here. This is Sammy. Boom, boom, boom. He dies here to William. He's the one William should not have killed because he's the first one. He starts it. William kills the kid because out of rage or whatever, and realizes he likes murdering children. But he also knows that he shouldn't do it at this location because it's so close to his house. He's instantly, obviously, the guy, right? I mean, it makes a lot of sense that people would assume if kids start going missing, maybe we should be looking at the owner of the place where they're all dying at. Especially since he lives literally 10 feet from the business, right? So he gets rid of Sammy's body, but not before Cassidy sees it. Cassidy's freaking out for the whole week afterwards. Or actually, here's the thing. There's nothing to say that this happens all in the same week. There's nothing that says that Cassidy got locked in this closet, and in the same day that he got locked in the closet, or in the same week they got locked in the closet, he gets crunched. I don't think it reads that way in Five Nights and in FNAF 4. Like every time I've watched it, I don't think there's really anything that really ties this event to this event being within a week. Nothing really. But anyways, so he sees Cassidy. Cassidy sees Sammy dead in a suit. He gets crunched at some point. He goes into a coma. Again, there's nothing that says that he dies within the week or within the month or within the hell, he could be in a coma for like a year and then finally succumb to his injuries, or the plug could finally get pulled. Once you're in a coma for like 90 days or something like that, it's believed that it's going to be very medically impossible to bring you back out, right? So he's in coma 3 months, 6 months, whatever. During that period of time, after William's dealing with that stress, the birthday day countdown. Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing. Isn't this a flashback memory? In FNAF 4, isn't this a flashback memory? Does this take place in the same, like, does it take place at the same time as another? Like, isn't this a flashback? I could have sworn this was a flashback, right? I mean, I know that it's 5 days till his birthday, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1 for the majority of this, but I could have sworn this part was like a flashback memory. Like, this is supposed to give the reference of remember what you saw kind of situation, right? So he's in coma for a while. While he's in a coma, William's dealing with the stress of both, I've killed a child, got to make sure that stays hidden. My other child is in a coma because he got attacked. And maybe his stress reliever is killing kids. So he does it at their second location, the former Chica's Party World that's now a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, right? Or maybe it's still Chica's Party World, and the mediocre melodies are being phased out. The other normal colored animatronics are there from Fredbear Diner or something like that, or whatever. Point is they're over there. He starts killing kids and hiding them in the animatronics. Right? They die. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Susie is the first at that location. She's the first of his killing spree. Does Sammy count as part of the killing spree? Probably. I mean, it depends on what killing spree you're talking about. His overall murders, absolutely. But the deaths at that specific location, not. Maybe not so much, right? Maybe not so much. What about the birth? Oh wait. Oh yeah. Yours. I saw something else pop up. The Provo one where there's no. I even up. So this is I mean I know there's some holes in this. I'm trying to figure out how to plug them, what information or what I can shift around to really fill it in better. It really depends on your outlook. Do you believe that there is 2 murdered children incidents, or do you believe there's 1 murdered children? Okay? I think that's the thing. Is there 2 or is there 1? And then also I want to do hold on. F2 news. Yeah, supply there's a grand reopening, and then there's this one. After being open only a few short weeks, 30 fast food pizzas closing its doors, the new animatronics will be scrapped due to possible malfunctions. The original characters are being kept in hopes of a possible reorganization of the company. It's a minor setback. We are confident that we will reopen someday, even if it is with a much smaller budget. CEO Fazbear Entertainment. What if they don't ever open? What if they don't? Who knows? What is this one? I think this is something different. Time security guard needed. Oh, remake. Okay. Remake. Okay, gotcha. So I say that makes no sense. And then FNAF. Okay, that up. Okay, we can get rid of this one. FNAF 1 news story. News clippings. Yes, right here. Here we go. See, these don't give timelines, so that's the thing. 2 local children reportedly lured into a back room during the late hours of operation at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza on the night of June 6th. While video surveillance identified the man responsible and led to his capture the following morning, the children themselves were never found and are presumed dead. So, oh, no, that's it. Yeah. No. So this makes total sense, actually. This makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, so there's this. Right, boom, all of this. I think... What's my timeline? It's an F4. It's events for 4. Then 2. 1? Yeah, 1. Actually, maybe not 1. I'll save it for tomorrow, actually, because I think I'm about done. Actually, I'll give the spoiler. I don't think many people are still here because it's really late at night, but I'm gonna say this. What if FNAF 1 you're playing as Michael, but post-scooped Michael? No, that can't be possible. Never mind. Scrap that idea. Scrap that. No, that can't be possible. Could that be possible? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm gonna be rewatching someone's playthrough of FNAF 4 to rewatch all of these because I could have sworn that this is a flashback and it's not actually like chronologically in line with it. But I could be wrong. Never ever assume someone's always right when they say something. Could be wrong. But we're gonna go into that. We're gonna end today. If you guys are watching this post streaming it, congratulations to making it to the very end. Thumbs up to you. Appreciate you listening or whatnot. Non FNAF related thing that I haven't talked about in a few streams, and I don't know why I haven't, but I'm currently in the middle of writing a book. Weird enough to say, I guess. Also, has nothing to do with children murder or anything like that. It's a literature RPG book. I'm currently 10 chapters in, almost done with chapter 11. You can read the first 6 chapters right now on my Patreon for free. I repeat that, for free. Not asking anyone to pay me any money for them. The first 6 chapters are completely free on the Patreon. If you want to support me and read more chapters, there are tiers to get chapters immediately after I finish them. But every time I finish a chapter, I will be bumping the other chapters down in the tiers. So when I finish chapter 11, chapter 7 will become available, and so on and so forth. Right now, I am writing out the story for the books. I will rewrite everything with more descriptive descriptions and more in-depth like explanations to everything. Right now, I'm just getting through the actual bare bones of the story and what like the main events and everything that's happening. But it will get fleshed out more as time goes. So if you read it and you're like, there isn't a lot to this. I mean, it's 18,000 words right now, so I think it's got something to it. But if you guys are interested in that, check out the Patreon. I think it's Spider-Man. Let me check my Patreon. I'm very bad at this. My page, go my page. Strider, patreon.com/my name is Strider. I need to change that. But yeah, you can go in, and like I said, the first 6 chapters are for free. You can go in, you can read them. That's a good like 8,000 words on its own right there. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that. Anyways, I will be back tomorrow night at 12:30, midnight 30, which is like 21 and a half hours from now, to talk about more of this. Anyways, bye guys. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace. Hit the like button,